Welcome to Nasturtium and Nightingale. My name is Lisa, and it's great to have you here. I have a quick, timeless collective message that will pertain most strongly to those who are hoping to connect more strongly to their true desires. The first card in this very brief reading is the crystal Kyanite from Crystals the Stone deck, which is the card with the blue stone to the left of the dolphin. Whenever this card pops up, I always think the image looks like a bird wing, as though there is a call to take flight. At the same time, the card also reminds me of a cliff with a small white spot toward the jutting edge, which always makes me wonder whether there's an angelic presence either encouraging you to move into a fool energy, as if to say your wings will work if you jump off this cliff, or someone saying, be careful, not quite yet. In my mind, there's always that question of whether or not to leap that comes up with this card. Next, we have the Dolphin card from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And actually, before this card flipped over, there was a stack of cards that flipped with the whale on top and the panther underneath. And sometimes when I get stacks of cards like that, I won't take them for the spread, but I'll take them into consideration as having a possible thematic connection with the main message. And I thought it was very interesting that the dolphin came out after the whale. To me, the dolphin gives off more of a fool energy, something more playful and joyful than what the whale gives off. With that whale and the panther coming out initially on the stack, I was wondering if there may be either someone in your environment or some part of yourself who is warning you that if you take a risk, you'd drown in the deep sea. But the dolphin indicates that there may be fun and play waiting for you, and that you may be able to take a flight of sorts, even as you're navigating the water realm. I'm thinking about the image of parasailing, for example, or taking pleasurable leaps that link air and water, just like the leaps of a dolphin. By the way, in the Wild Unknown guidebook, it says that dolphin people are often drawn to the healing arts and underestimate the gifts they bring to the world. So if there is something that you're doing in the day-to-day that is not necessarily a formalized healing practice, but is helpful in and of itself, you may wish to think about what that is for you and recognize that even if you're not working in the healing sector, there may be something about how you carry yourself or present yourself in your everyday life that is making a positive impact on people. If this is you, I think it's important to stop and commend yourself for all you do. And I want to pause and give you a pat on the back if no one has done so yet. And that brings me to the tarot cards from the Muse Tarot underneath the Kyanite and the Dolphin. These cards are the Two of Emotions, the Nine of Emotions, and the Queen of Voices, which translate to the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Swords for those familiar with the traditional tarot suits. I'm very drawn to the Nine of Emotions card at the center here, which is asking me, are you dreaming big enough? I think of that line from the TV show Breaking Bad. I took a half measure when I should have gone all the way. And I know that line was spoken in a much darker context in that show, but I also think it could be relevant to those of us who are caught up in what we think we should be doing, as opposed to really going for what our souls are calling for. I think some of us, myself included, have a tendency to circumnavigate our dreams rather than hitting the bullseye directly. And I think that's part of the human experience, especially for those of us who want to be practical and who might see the fool energy as a flight risk rather than an opportunity to shine. I personally think it's part of the human experience to take half measures and leave parts of our soul unfulfilled for a variety of very practical reasons. With the Two of Emotions here, though, I'm wondering about the possibility of sitting down, journaling out all of your wishes and dreams for what you want to create in this life, and selecting that one thing that sets your soul on fire. It may be something childlike, it may be something embarrassing, it may be something completely impractical, but if it sets you on fire, it may be the thing that's meant for you to pursue. How would that feel to hit the bullseye rather than circling the runway for a lifetime? How would it feel to make that perfect knife in the water dive off of the fool's cliff into a joyful dolphin-like existence where work would feel like play? With the Queen of Voices observing all of this, she's encouraging you to cut through the noise and the half measures to get to the heart of what you really want out of this life. I encourage you, after listening to this reading, if you have time, take out that piece of paper, write down 10 things you're passionate about. Don't edit yourself or judge yourself, and circle that one thing that you want to pursue with all of your heart. If nothing else, you've identified your bullseye, and that's more than what a lot of people have done in this lifetime. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. If this reading resonated, please like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.